All right, we're live. Hey guys, welcome back to Benching and Bullshitting, the Kolbstrong Power Podcast, where we go live on Instagram and YouTube. I got Instagram up here and YouTube over here. Answering questions live on two platforms. And what's the topic of today? Well, Matt Magnavita, thanks for hopping on. Thanks, Toby Hurley, for hopping on as well. We're just talking about the week. I talk about the week of training, things coming up, and of course, main thing is answering everybody's questions. That's why I come on here primarily. Again, this is for YouTube. This is for Instagram. This is also for the podcast. I got my mic right over here, and we got off-camera Kate that she goes by.
Hello, everyone.
Everybody, yeah.
But
So,
I guess there is a topic because we're going to run through like your favorite. This is our last podcast episode. Our last live at least. I think we might record for next week, just like off air. Do anonymous questions or whatever. But yeah, a week from today is Christmas. So this is our last live of 2022.
Yep.
So Jim's going to recap his favorite like moments from this year.
Favorite lifts, favorite training lifts, favorite moments, just anything, whether it's gym related or competition related.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that here in a minute. So we'll just keep going through and to start with, obviously, talking about the week and the.
Do you want to tilt that up so your head's not cut off?
Oh, I guess so.
There you go. That's a little better.
That's better. So we're going to talk about, obviously, the week. And thanks, Paul, for hopping on here as well. Anyway, so the biggest thing, obviously, was the workout from yesterday. The
1463.
1463, a 13-pound heaviest weight ever handled PR. Previous before that was the 1450 that I hit at Rob's. So I was very happy to do that. Didn't touch the board. It was more of a oh shit moment than anything else. It was just a lot of fucking weight. And as soon as I started pressing it, every muscle in my forearms was on fire. YouTube can see my arms where I started to cup tonight. But if you can't see there, I'm cupping a little bit there.
That's kind of where the comments are.
Yeah. So anyway, so that was pretty crazy. Yeah, 1463.
What did you do right before that set? Because you did 12 and that just flew up, which is so wild.
Yeah, it's like manageable weight now, which is strange.
Yeah.
1375 was before that. And actually on the 1375, something happened and my shoulder popped. My left shoulder, my problem shoulder popped. I was like, oh, great, here we go. Wasn't sore, so I went up to 1463. Didn't hurt, so I was like, oh, that's cool. But then afterwards, the night of and today, it's pretty sore, so I've been having to baby it. But that's just
it doesn't feel like an injury. Right?
It's not injured. It's just irritated.
Like you pissed something off.
I pissed something off. It's not out of location like it was last year. It's just pissed. So it's just life of the liver. It's just part of my life working with this kind of weight. But so that was pretty cool. I was pretty happy with that. And I got a question already over here on IG. Pros and cons for being lean for equipped bench powerlifting with stomach gut to short range of motion. Well, pros and cons for being lean for equipped bench. Well, the biggest con is, I mean, depending on how much you weigh as well, but you're going to be able to lift less weight than somebody who's heavier. Mm-hmm. You have probably more range of motion because you don't have a gut to go to.
That's what he's saying. Like for equipped bench powerlifting with stomach to gut. To like your gut is shortening your range of motion. So that's a pro. So like pros of having a giant gut.
Just less range of motion. You can lift more weight over a shorter distance. That's just physics in our
But also
universe.
Keep in mind that some guys it might just be solid fat. But for you, it's not. Like there's an entire shelf of muscle.
Yeah, I offer anybody. I have people come up and they're like, that actually like poke and touch on my stomach because a lot of that's muscle. I've not been wearing a belt when I train back for the last 2.5 years or so. So I've been forced to use my abs as my belt, and that has caused me to build a lot of muscle in my midsection.
Yeah.
I'm still chubby, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of muscle there. Deadlifting and squatting.
The right lighting, you can see like your abs.
Yeah, they're there. They're big. It's sticking out because I've built them like you would build any other muscle. So. And
then if you think about like Scott Mendelson, he has a power belly, but he takes his shirt off and he's got defined abs.
Yes, absolutely. He had a big belly as well. He still does.
Yeah.
One Rep Max, what's up, man? What's happening? How was your week? Week was good. Thanks for asking. Hope yours is good as well. Good stuff on that 1463. Well. Yeah, it was okay. It wasn't.
It was good.
It
wasn't what you wanted.
No, but I was.
But it's more than you've ever done.
I was probably a quarter inch, maybe even less, maybe like an eighth of an inch from that board. Still pressed it, still grinded it out. I'm pretty happy with it.
So that's something like
Amber's
we talked about today was, I'd asked, why didn't you touch the board? I thought it was because you'd been doing all of your sets that entire day was two board.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe it was like a little muscle memory thing where your body was like, oh, we're at the two board. Oh, we're still going. This is wrong. I'm going to go.
Mm-hmm.
But then you'd said it was like just really fucking
It was
heavy.
Just very fucking heavy. I'm not going to lie. It was, I've been handling 1,400 almost every weekend, and that's fine. Like, it doesn't shock me anymore. It doesn't hurt my forearms are fine. But that weight pushed it over. And like I said, when I started pushing, every muscle in my forearm was on fire. I was like, wow, holy shit, this is heavy.
Yeah. So like you've been handling the 14, but how long has it been since you handled 1450?
A few months since Rob's.
When did you do that? Like what?
That was July, August. And we went to August or September was the first time we went to Rob's.
Okay. So what is that noise? Did I lock one of the cats?
The cat's in the bathroom, I think.
I was like, what the fuck?
Mike, what's up? And freaking Eddie Hall had at his biggest, what they're saying is at his biggest, he had abs, but he had a giant stomach, but he had abs, yes.
Guess who it was?
Peeps.
The Menace.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, it was pretty wild though. I'm still happy with it. I still moved it. It's still the overload that I was looking for. That was the point. I wanted to get something in my hand, something more than 1,400 pounds. I've been doing that weight left and right, in training. And finally got on the platform there with that meet that I bombed out in. But we
have a guest tonight.
We have a noisy one in the room with us. But
yeah. You want to go say hi to the people?
No, don't say hi to the people. She's fine.
Okay.
She's fine.
She's loud.
Someone said it's called keg abs. Fuck yeah. I'll be, hey, I mean, if I would be disappointed in myself if it was all just solid fat, but no, it's not.
Yeah, I would be too, honestly.
But yeah, it's just from, like I said, I just haven't worn a belt. Besides for like when I was squatting raw, I would wear a belt for like 6, 7, 8, 9. I never got up to 900, but 850. Miss Kitty Amber says this one's Penelope Schmiggles. This is Penelope.
This is P-Ball. This is the one that Alfredo calls Mr. Pickles.
It's
not even.
That's not even close. That's fine.
Oh, I'll say hi first.
Okay.
Look at the babies.
Oh, goodness. She's really pissed.
No, she's not. Little baby.
Piss Fingers. No, Piss Fingers is the other one. This is Pibbs. This is my buddy. Okay, she's gone now. Anyway, we're back to business. Good God.
She's stuck.
What?
Oh, shit.
Jesus Christ.
For fuck's
sake.
She gets stuck on everything.
Anyway. Good grief.
That's your Menace. She's your cat.
One Rep Max is over on YouTube as well. So, this is a trip. I am watching both Instant YouTube, laugh my ass off. Which one is more real time? That's a good question because I think the YouTube is real time and the Instagram is slightly delayed. I think.
I have no
Not
idea.
sure. Let's see. Barracuda Bart says, you ever feel soreness, not necessarily pain in the bicep area immediately after a heavy session? Yes. I'll tell you what. Oftentimes the site of soreness is not the source. So if your bicep is sore, sometimes it's something above or below. So it could be something in the shoulder that's getting tight and pulling on the bicep, causing the pain. So for example, these the cupping. So if YouTube is very easy to see. So right now, that's a good view. I cupped here and here, right? Okay. So normally, I've learned this through trial and error, also talking with Jericho. If I have pain over top of like this bone right here, all this soft tissue, these tendons running along the bone. Okay, that happens a lot. So this is the site of the pain. I can touch it. I can point at it. It's right fucking here. But this is not the source. There's a muscle up here that has two parts, which is where I've cupped right here. So I have to put cups on these two muscle bellies to get them to loosen to make this loosen up and not be in pain. So if you're getting bicep pain, you might have to cut possibly the forearm flexors, maybe the shoulder, the front delt. It's not always, the site is not the source. It's something above or below. So I did two, so that's why I did two. I want to hit both parts of that muscle above and below to get that to loosen, to make this loosen up. But every part of my forearm, not just the flexors, not just the inside, the extensors, whatever. So I learned recently that all of the forearm flexors actually all connect down at the same point. I'll actually use my left arm so you all can see on Instagram. All the forearm flexors come down and meet right in here. So when I was in Dallas, I was having some forearm pain. I was like, motherfucker. When we went to a meet down there, there was a gentleman there who might start distributing with Anderson. His name, I forget his name, but he was with Bear Post, yeah. A new kind of his own little startup company, Bear Post, and he sells these little resin wedges and stuff you can like rub your back onto. Do you want me to,
it's in your bag out there.
Yeah, go grab if you want to.
I'm just gonna bring your bag in.
Okay. Anyway, so I grabbed this thing, and she'll bring it in a second. It's got a wide end and a smaller end. You can use the smaller end to put like more pressure on the spot, or the wider end to put less pressure because of the difference in size. So I took this thing, and once she grabs it, I'll show you. But I took the wide part because this was very sensitive. I didn't want to put a lot of pressure on it. I'll let her. We'll dig it out real quick, and I'll just demonstrate once we find it, because this is pretty wild how effective this was. So again, I was in Dallas, and I had forearm flexor pain.
Sorry, it's
It's
loud.
all right. There it is. Okay. So this is my little piece from Bear Post. So it's got a narrow end and a wide end, and it's made of resin. Okay. It's flat right there, so you can set it down somewhere. So I took this thing and I put it down, and I found that spot where all the forearm flexors connect. So they connect right down in here, or right in here, right on the inside of the elbow right there. And I put that right on there, and I put all my weight on it, started rubbing it back and forth. And that caused a lot of fucking pain. It was not a fun experience, but it made all of my forearm flexors loosen up and fuck off, and they didn't hurt anymore. So I'm really learning, like, okay, I've got pain here. I've got pain here. What's causing it? Again, something above or below it, insertion points, muscles, things like that. And I've learned that. So it's very fun to be able to kind of mend my own forearms, because they are a constant source of maintenance. Had a question up here. Let me find it. Okay. Hybrid 6 says, are there any changes you make to your unrack height or overall setup when reverse grip benching that differ from prone bench? Because of the nature of the lift and where you're trying to hold it, you do need to be a little bit more under the bar. I don't want to have to grab the bar like this. I want to be more underneath of the bar to just pop it straight out of the rack. So I have found that a slightly higher rack position is best for that. So you do want to put the bar a little bit higher in the rack. And I'm catching up. I'm not sure what that says. Thanks anyway. And okay, what are you doing over there?
I was looking up what the Instagram handle was
for Bear Post.
Yeah, it's the Bear Post Official.
The Bear Post Official. It's one guy. It's his own company. So a lot of times he makes these things, these long rods on the side, and you can actually, there you go. She just put the handle in there. You can attach this to a power rack, and he had a power rack set up with a few of these things, and I was able to put my entire body weight into it and like rub my traps and lats on this fucking thing like a bear, like on a fucking tree.
You can show, like, there's Garrett using.
Oh, perfect then.
If you want to like click on it and just show the video.
So I'll show YouTube real quick. This is what the Bear Post is, but he's on a rack right now.
It has like a peg that's made into there, and then you just
see,
put it
just
in
like
your
that.
Rack.
Yep.
And then he also sells rails that you can attach And I think you can even like attach it to like a stud in your wall at home, probably.
Probably. So I'll show you real quick Instagram, the bear post. Pretty cool piece. So here he is right here. He's got that thing attached to a power rack on a rod right there on a track. And them shits, I'll tell you what, it didn't take much, but I could dig in all these spots in my back. It was pretty fucking awesome. This is the handheld one, just for general maintenance and massage and stuff like that. But it's a pretty cool concept. And bear post. I think it's funny when bears walk up to trees and like do that with their backs. So that's kind of.
Is that what Sasquatch does too?
Yeah, probably. Who knows? Maybe.
You're the expert.
I'm not the expert. Chef for Xavier, do you squat and deadlift also or just bench? I don't really squat or deadlift anymore. Just bench. I deadlift once in a while. I might do block pulls, rack pulls for this pure sake of muscle development and upper back strength. I don't really squat anymore because I don't give a fuck. I'm concerned about bench right now. And that's pretty much it. Barracuda Bart says, thanks. Went max effort on Friday and my biceps felt the most sore immediately after the workout. Was confused, surprised by that. So yeah, check your shoulders, check your forearms.
Make sure you're warming up.
Yeah, I always do the Super D Donnie Thompson shoulder protocol right before I bench. Before I grab the empty bar, I do my shoulder protocol. It's where you take the giant band, hook it up to a vertical post that's not going to get tipped over. Put your arm in there and do all his rotational movements. He's got a YouTube video about it. I'm sure it's on his page somewhere.
We've been seeing, I don't know if this is common or if I'm just like, am I just now noticing it or if it's just weirdos? Okay, I have to unplug that. It's our heater and Walter keeps touching it. Okay. But I've seen people like come in, put the bar on the bench, slap a plate on, and just go at it.
Well,
I've seen that a lot this week. And then they add a quarter and then they fail.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it's inexperience, I think. You know.
I mean, do a lot of people just do that? Like they just jump in and go straight to a plate?
Yeah.
They don't take time to warm up with the bar.
Dude,
hand positions.
I'm going up to 1462, and the first set I do is the empty bar.
You do like 3 sets with the empty bar.
Sometimes 2 or 3. Sometimes the first set with the empty bar feels like shit.
And you're,
believe it or not,
wide grip, narrow grip, reverse grip.
Mm-hmm. Trying to get blood in all these critical areas, so that's why I do that. But let's see what we got here. Paul Loffer, what's up, man? Thanks for hopping on. Thanks for the advice last night and the video. Hope you don't mind. I talked to Ryan Canelli and sent him the video, and he's going to try it out. No, absolutely. Cool. If it helps anybody, I'm happy to help. That's awesome.
What video did you send him?
My board extension explanation, which I think Toby Hurley has a question about that here in a second. I've been doing that for the past few months. Shoulder feel great. So probably the shoulder protocol. Awesome. Yeah. Donnie Thompson is fucking smart, dude. Like, not just super cool and strong, but he's super smart and funny.
That's what I thought you were going to say was funny.
Well, but all of those things. Toby Hurley says, can you show the motion? When you say to do board extension, I always miss this. Okay, cool. Really quick.
You have a band? Yeah.
Yeah. I actually have a band sitting right fucking here conveniently. So what I'm going to do is take this band, right? So board extension. So if you come down to a board, hopefully you can see this in frame, but I'm going to pretend this is my barbell, right? I'm going to lay on the bench, have someone hold a board, whatever. I'm going to bring this down to the board. I'm going to pause on the board. And then without the band leaving the board, I'm going to pull it apart. Okay, just like that. So set up for the bench, bring it down to a board, pause for a quick second, extend, reset, bring it down to the board, extend.
So his arms never go up; they're going out with the band.
So if you do that very thing, you do that exact same muscle activation with the straight barbell, we can't stretch a barbell like that. So that what's going to happen is the bar is going to go up. So that's a quick explanation on that.
I think we brought the band in because you were going to show like the shoulder thing, but there's no way to set it up in here.
Yeah.
So
Hybrid 6 says your weak lockout YouTube video is very helpful on 1.5 speed. It's like Louis is talking. Oh, kind of like another language, right? You just start talking. That's pretty cool. Thomas says Super D is amazing. That's absolutely right. Kenny Sellers is on here. What's up, Ken? Toby Hurley says thank you. Cool. I'm finally caught up. Cool. So besides, obviously, the heavy weight from this weekend. Again, I'm just kind of it's it's 37 pounds away from 1,500. Like it's crazy. It's.
And the goal was 15.
So yeah, I fully intended on going in and handling. Okay, no, I'm saying the word handling. I wanted to handle
putting
1,500.
it in your hand,
doing something with it. I'm not sure what, but I'll be honest. I'd be lying. Okay, if I said that it didn't get in my head a little bit. So I decided to kind of in the middle. I'm like, well, I could go to 15. But I don't want to. Oh fuck, holy shit. And so I settled for a small PR. We were on a 2 board. We went down to a 1 board because just to get more stretch out of the shirt and actually get more out of it.
Yeah. Your arms are so short that like a 2 board for you is like a 3 or 3.5 for some other people.
Yep.
And so the shirt, it was still like mostly you. You weren't getting that much out of the shirt.
So my idea was, I put this on Patreon the night before on Friday night. I was talking about it. Shorter range of motion, more weight. It's going to be overload. It'll make 1,400 feel more manageable if I can handle 1,500 pounds. But we decided to go down to a 1 board and hit 1463 again, about 1/8 of an inch from touching the board. It was very, very close. It was one of those oh shit moments, and just pushed it back up. Very fucking hard. It was very heavy.
The grind, on the way back up is exactly what you needed.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have not. That was it looked like a poly bench grind.
It was hard.
Like it was, it looked hard. That's the first time I've seen it look hard for you in a few months.
Yeah.
In a while.
I had to push it. I haven't been pushing it recently. I mean, I've been handling 1,400 multiple times.
13 is still warming up weight.
And don't get it twisted, guys. 1,300 is still very fucking heavy. It's not like it's 135. It's warm up weight, kind of, but it's still very fucking heavy.
Yeah, it's not your working set though. Like it's not your.
My working sets, my working sets have been going up, starting or stopping at 1,400. So.
But you locked it out. I mean, I feel like I'm stuttering through it because I'm just like picturing it over and over in my head, and it went so slow compared to the 12 and compared to the 13. And you haven't had something slow you down since you put these band shirts on.
It's
until then.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I know in the video, it was literally like a 2-second press, like whatever.
No, it was.
But in that moment, it felt like it was like 45 minutes.
It was definitely like 5 seconds.
Happening?
It was a fucker. It was a fucker.
Then it was, and I was just watching your biceps and like all your veins were out. And I was like, oh, is his arm going to explode? Like,
nah, we're good.
There were so many things, but then you locked it out. When you locked it out, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like it's locked out. And you said, ow, ow.
I think I said,
I think you said,
I think I managed to say, okay. That's it. Like, get it off me.
We kept playing it over and over to see what you were saying.
Oh, fuck, it was heavy.
And then you did your fish out of water.
My CNS freaked out for a second. And
hands went purple.
Yeah, it's just the way it rolls sometimes. But
I got an ulcer.
You do not get an ulcer.
The kidney shut down.
No, not that either. Agent Try MMA says, do you think it would be worth purchasing an F8 band shirt and using it for an overload effect during off season or whatever? I'm not preparing for a meet. I train normally in an F6 single ply. The thing is, man, is that the F8s are such a different piece of equipment that yes, you can handle a hell of a lot more weight, but the problem is it's not going to give you a shitload of carryover because you have to. It is that different. Trying to say
they're two different worlds.
Yeah.
So like off season for a poly shirt, hit heavy back, heavy triceps.
Yep.
Overload with a band tool at the most, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to buy an F8 for having one and possibly competing with it, that would be cool. But
the training is different.
But I got into a poly a long time ago.
Long time.
Well, in the midst of training and bandies, and the thing is like it's so much easier and different in a band shirt compared to a poly. It's so less technical. My poly bench is probably like shit right now. So I'd say what she said, just train the fuck out of your upper back, triceps,
chest,
raw, upper end, top end raw, like 3 board, 4 board, 2 board. And train those triceps, but don't. The F8 shirt will not necessarily make your single ply better. You have to train single ply to get good at single ply. I will say that for a fact. Over on YouTube, Thomas O'Connor, Jimmy, you are the ultimate beast. Well, I'm something. I don't know if I'm the ultimate. I'm just a lifter.
Take the compliment, my guy.
Thank you. I'm using an F8 2-ply at 181, 58 years old. I'd like to hit 450. Any recommendations? He also says anabolic doc here. Cool. What do you say? F8 2-ply at 181, 58 years old. I'd like to hit 450. Any recommendations? Get in it, learn it, master it, and be in it often. Try to be in it every single week. Be patient. Let it open up. Don't move away from it. When you start feeling the weight come down, don't move away from it. Stay up into it. Let it stretch over your body. Be that solid rock for the shirt to stretch across. Don't be a cotton ball and move away from it. Keep your upper back super tight. Make sure your shoulder blades stay pinched because these things want to pull your shoulders out. You have to fight to keep them in the whole time, especially during the setup. And just have fun. That's the most important thing. Let's see. I'm way behind.
That's all right. We've got all night.
Let's see. Would use something like a single ply F8 though. Still, it's too different. It's way too different. You gotta train in single ply to be good in single ply. Prime Optimus, what's up? That 1463 was awesome, brother. Well, it was heavy. It was. I could have done better. I could have touched the board, but again, if you're just hopping on here, I explained it was more of an oh shit moment, pushing it back up about, like I said, about an eighth of an inch from touching the board, but it's whatever.
Again, take the compliment.
Yeah. Barracuda Bart says, been noticing you've been working in your blue collar shirt recently. I believe you were in the all black at York. That is correct. Is that the shirt you're planning on using in February? Yes. We are breaking that motherfucker in. It is finally starting to open up. Holy shit. It's been months training with that fucking thing off and on, but she convinced me to stay in it full time, not keep switching shirts back and forth.
Because you wouldn't do that with Polly.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that with Polly. And it's finally like when I'm actually like wedging in and like pushing with my legs before I get my hands pushed out, I can actually feel my wedge actually open and stretch that chest for the first time. So it's actually starting to get manageable to where I can actually use it in competition. So
what were you saying? Speaking of your legs, we were talking about it maybe in the car yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
You were saying like you haven't been using your leg drive as much as you would in a Poly.
I've been lazy. I've been lazy with my legs because it's just so much shirt. The setup in these things is so miserable and difficult and seemingly takes so much fucking energy that I was getting lazy with my legs. I'm like, I just wasn't driving with my legs. But then I did it by accident, which I should have been doing it the whole fucking time, but I'm still human, right? I make mistakes. And I did it by accident one day. The day I did 1,000 for 10 reps from a one board in my 2-ply F8, which was huge.
Was that the first day that you put it on?
The 2-ply?
No. I'm thinking the very first time you put it on, you did 1,000 for 10.
That was a 3-ply from Anderson, and that was the first workout. I just inhaled spit, so
water?
No, I'm good now. Anyway, no, that was my first workout in the 3-ply. I did 1,000 for 10. That was a 3-ply. I came back about a year later, less than a year, did 1,000 for 10 in my 2-ply. But I drove my legs so fucking hard and wedged into the bench and had such a good position. I was like, oh, that's what I need to fucking do. Mm-hmm. Holy shit. It's like it all came back. All that Poly shit,
And you're still doing this on a 12-inch pad.
12-inch pad, 14-inch pad is on the way. It's shipping tomorrow. Nobody in the world can tell me that a 14-inch pad is not necessary for these kind of weights. Because as it stands, and I'm not trying to toot my horn, I'm just saying, but no one else is doing the shit I'm doing right now, at least for the time being. So,
and for safety-wise, it would be nice to have a
safety for the shoulders, better positioning, all the things Donnie Thompson's talked about and why he invented the fat pad. Now, we don't have a fat pad coming. We have a custom standard
it's like a
thickness. It's a competition standard thickness, 14-inch wide pad made by Rick Davis from Edge Fitness. Thank you, Rick. Quick shout out. He's not on Instagram, but still.
We can't tag him or anything. But...
So yes, I'm planning on using the blue 4-ply. It's designed specifically for me. The armhole size, everything. It's a magnificent piece. Rob is literally a Leonardo da Vinci in the powerlifting business. Over on YouTube, I gotta get caught up here. One Rep Max just competed, by the way, on Friday. The Mendy was fun and all. The Mendy shirt, X Factor. But I miss my denim. That is so fucking weird. I'm glad you enjoy it. Damn it, AJ, let me use them again. Anyways, bench 496 in the denim. Very strong bench. Very good for you, man. Very awesome.
Answer me this: do you wash your denim shirt? And when you wash it, do you put it in the dryer? We were talking about this like last week because when you put your blue jeans in the dryer, they shrink up. And so they're like, oh, really tight again. And then after a while, they like loosen back up.
Thanks, Michael.
So do you do that with your bench shirt to make it tight again? Because Jim didn't have an answer because the denim shirt from Blackstone's was passed around to like 8 different guys and it was never washed. It was just taken off and thrown in a corner. It's full of MRSA or something. It's probably very gross.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you wash your shirt and do you shrink it? Like do you put it in the dryer?
I have an answer, but I want you to tell your answer.
Well, what's your answer?
There were no aliens. No, Jibiden, no.
I saw his like
yeah, that's funny. No. I have BB Pro Mike Ely's on here. What's up, brother? Living bench press legend. Hey, Mike, what's going on, brother? Hope you're living large and being large.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've been lazy with my lower body, and it makes me insane that I've realized that after all this time. But it's true. But good God, it does. It takes a lot of energy to get set up for these big benches. And my legs are not really conditioned anymore because I don't squat, which I do it to myself. And they start burning and they start getting on fire. But I'm like, once I get set up and everything's perfect and I get the bar out and you settle in, it's just fucking magical. When everything is good, you have to be in such perfect positioning. I'm not going into a commercial gym anymore at 18 years old, grabbing any random bar and loading up 1, 2, 3 plates anymore. This is big deal shit. I'm putting 37 pounds shy of 1,500 pounds on the bar now. I mean, it's only just happened. It just happened this weekend, but it's becoming a reality. Eventually a 1,400 pound bench is going to happen. And then eventually 1,500 pounds. That is my life goal. And I said this before, I'll say it again, but 1,500 is where I could do 1,500 and be happy and actually be happy with it enough to explore other things. I'm not saying leave the sport. I'm just saying
no, but like then drop weight.
Yeah, I could. So actually, after I bench 1,400, see how I keep saying I'm going to do it? Fuck yeah. But anyway, we
manifest in this house.
It's more like self-fulfilling prophecy. It's what my mom always used to tell me. But after I bench 14, I am going to back to poly. I am. I have a big goal in single ply. Yes, and I'm not doing multiply. It's single ply only. I might compete in multiply using a single ply shirt because you can do that. I'd have nothing in my body ever wants to wear multiply poly again. Fuck that shit. But single ply, yes, I have a huge goal in single ply. So after I bench 14, I need to switch. I need to change up. It's back to single ply for a while. Do that, reacclimate, get good at it again because I'm sure it sucks right now.
Oh yeah, it'll probably take
4 or 5 weeks just to reacclimate.
Oh yeah,
learn how to fire correctly.
But I'm thinking like you'll probably be in poly for then a year.
Not a year.
You're not gonna stay in for a whole year. You don't think?
No.
You think you're gonna break all those records fast?
I just want to get my ultimate single ply goal and then
of 12.
Yeah, and then possibly.
Do you think you could do 13?
In what?
In single ply?
No.
You don't? You're putting a limit?
No, I'm not putting a limit.
I'm not trying to I'm just being egg you on. No, yes, I am.
I'm being realistic. No, I think one single layer of polyester. I mean, right now the biggest single ply lift in history is Tyler Butcher's, brother Anderson lifter. Tyler Butcher's 1140. Mm-hmm. My bench is 1120.
That's only 20 pounds more.
I know. I'm just saying. I think 1,200 pounds might be getting close to the limit of single ply polyester.
We won't know until you're there.
I won't know. I'm just saying. I'm just looking ahead, being realistic, being no limits. I believe anything is possible, but I'm also I need to be real at the same time. I got to catch up on YouTube now. What do we got here?
I don't know, buddy.
Oh, I see. Runner Max says, no, I benched 496 in the Mendy. Oh, okay.
Oh, gotcha.
And to answer your question, I just hang dry because I do the same thing.
Yeah, because you don't want it to shrink?
I don't want the dryer to shorten the life of the fabric, but should I? And go by hearsay, so I don't know if it's fucked up. Here's the thing.
I don't know. Like, I'm just asking.
No.
Because...
so with it is denim. It's just like a pair of jeans.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I used to like my camis when I was in the Marines, they're not denim, but they're trousers. They're made of
like they're a thick
fabric,
denim material kind of.
At least my woodlands were thick. The deserts weren't. They're a fabric anyway. I would wash them. Trust me, it's a pain. I only had one pair that would fit me, so I would wash them once a week. At the end of the week, wash them, have a fresh pair for Monday. Every Monday morning, I put those fuckers on. They were so goddamn tight. So it would shrink them, and then they would stretch out over the week. Mm-hmm. Now, me with powerlifting equipment, yes, you do not want to add heat
to polyester.
Well, also denim, I think. Definitely not poly. Denim, you might be safe.
I'm saying, like, with the denim, if it shrinks up a little bit, then would you get more pop out of it? You
get more support. They don't really
give
you pop, but
or would it just be like fucking you up because now you have to break it in again?
It might. That actually is a good point. You don't have to keep like re-stretching it out to make it manageable. I've always hung dry, or if you do want to put it in the dryer, just put the dryer on no heat. Just do tumble dry. That's
there's
also
like no
fine.
point. Like for my
if you don't want
line of questioning, that's no point. But
no, I'm just saying this is what I've always done. But I usually hang dry everything. So, Wonder Max and your double sleeve single chest diamond grit stitch katana count as multi? No, yes, it would, because he's referring to my single ply katana with double sleeves with diamond and grid stitch. Because the sleeves are double ply, yes, that is in fact multiply. That could be one instance where I do actually use an actual multiply shirt, single ply chest, double ply sleeves. Thank you for reminding me. That could be an instance where that's actually a thing where, I'm actually doing multiply because the sleeves are double. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that would be an instance. Let me see here. So we're caught up on YouTube and we're back to, good night, Jibiden. Yep. Separate time here. Thanks for all you do. Thank you for all you do. Thanks for hopping on here. Appreciate it. Thomas says that Fed that should not be named, is banning those wonky ER racks for January 1st of 2024, along with half a dozen other brands. Well, he's saying ER racks. Yeah. So they're probably still going to use combo racks, but just not
he's
ER.
Saying along with half a dozen other brands. So
old brands. There's ER is just a brand. A combo rack has different brands like ER, Ghost,
but
Texas.
Up top, he labeled, like, you missed it earlier. It was up there, and it was like a bunch, like, also Ivanko, Tidex, Lyoko, Usix, Polini.
Well, so my question is then: are they still having?
Are they banning
combo racks or just the brands? Because I'm assuming that they would use like Ghost equipment or some really fancy equipment. So my thing is a pile of dog shit covered in sprinkles is still a pile of dog shit. So I don't give a fuck about brands. I mean, I'm saying not what you're saying, Thomas. I'm just saying apart from that, I don't give a fuck. They're like, we use...
Like what company makes it if it's not a good piece of equipment.
Ghost. We use Ghost equipment. It's like, dude, it's still a fucking combo rack. I don't care about that. It's still the specs. The specs of combo racks fucking suck. They have narrow, thin pads that are close to the ground. That's why I hate them. And they're wonky and stupid. Whether it's ER, Texas Strength, Ghost, I don't give a fuck. They all suck. And Wonder at Max over here on YouTube. Also because the denim... With the denim, the dryer pulls out the lint, right? Which is literally making the fabric thinner. Oh, well, then yes.
Maybe.
Yeah, don't...
But it's not like sucking it out.
Yeah, but every time you throw it in there and then the lint trap, there's like material.
Because the washer loosens it all up.
Yeah. Just just air dry it and don't fuck with that. Don't fuck with the integrity of it.
Because no one even makes denims anymore, right?
Jenny does and Inzer does. But
if you accidentally ruined your denim, you could order.
Yeah, you could. Wonder at Max is like one of the only lifters I am aware of that still uses denim.
I low-key kind of want you to get a denim just so we can play with it and
I don't want to
dry it and see if it does anything.
Alistair McMurray, local meat director, is looking into using bigger bench pads for big guys to protect against pec tears. Yes, that is one of the root reasons that Donnie Thompson invented the fat pad, because guys, big guys, are blowing out their shoulders and tearing their pecs. It's not fair that a 113-pound kid can have complete shoulder coverage on a 12-inch pad because he's this fucking narrow. Then the 350-pound guy that's 4 foot wide has to lay on that same pad. It makes no fucking sense. And then even the small guys can benefit from a wider pad. You know, even the smaller frame guys can benefit from that. Cool, we're caught up finally. Good deal. But anyhow, so yeah, we'll get into really quick the theme of this live benching and bullshitting tonight. The last benching and bullshitting of the year. And Wonder MX says real quick, we can talk to Anderson about carrying some denims in stock. Yeah, well, that's more of a Titan thing because Anderson's more of a distributor. Yeah. They do have their own brands. It's just they don't have their own poly gear or denim gear. So that's the only difference. But
maybe I'll just sew you a denim shirt.
Yeah, I'll just get one from John Blackstone. Yeah,
that's worse.
Cosmic Floyd. Righty. Man, your strength is impressive. Keep it up. Well, thank you for the kind compliment. Thank you. So, really quick, what I wanted to talk about was since this is the last benching and bullshitting of the year, we're going to talk really quick just about my favorite moments of the year, my favorite lifts, moments, things all together, whether it be training, competing, all the things combined.
You've done a lot.
Favorite moments
this year.
So we'll just start from the beginning, January up until now.
I actually have them written in a note.
Oh, you do?
Like, for the whole year. Every time we go somewhere, it's under like January, February, I write like trip to Rob's, yada yada. Like I have everything I think that we've done this year, unless I've missed stuff.
Do you want me to just off the top of my head, or you want me to look at your note?
You go.
Okay. So right off the bat, obviously, so nothing happened in January.
So you don't think anything happened in January, but January 2nd. Jim benched 1,400 pounds in training for the first time ever.
Okay.
That was the first time you handled 1,400 pounds.
I remember that day.
And then we had our big snowstorm that we lost power and they shut the highway down.
Fucking Virginia. Yeah.
So January was huge. That was a huge 1,400 pounds for the very first time. It's a big deal, buddy.
All right. Okay.
February.
February. Yes, I benched history's first 1,200 and 1,300 pound bench in the same meet with 1,225 and 1,320. Mm-hmm. And Amber said she forgot about the snowstorm. Yeah. Fuck that snowstorm. And fuck everybody that was stuck on that highway because they had to take. No. Screw them.
No.
Yes. No.
Jimmy.
No, the whole
People
thing.
People were stuck on the highway with like their children. They were shitting on the road.
No. It took it. I mistakenly left the house. Fuck me for leaving the house to go down the road to get some food.
Sorry that their actual emergency interrupted your Peter Panda.
It took me 4.5 hours. Okay, no shit, because we live parallel to Route 90, State Route 95, Highway 95,
I-95, yeah.
and then we live on Route 1. They run parallel to each other. So, and the backup happened right over there. I could see the lights.
Exit.
I could see the lights from our back window.
It was in between the two exits that we live in between, yeah.
So they redirected all the traffic onto Route 1. So it took...
Well, before they could redirect, people were stuck in their cars for up to 36 hours. Your small inconvenience of not being able to get Chinese food in a timely manner was not a big deal.
So back to my story. It took me 4.5, almost 5 hours to go 1 mile to get home. And there were people in this state can't drive when the roads are dry. Mm-hmm. So if you throw in a little bit of rain or just a fluff of snow, people lose their fucking minds. There were people in the ditches, people that were like stuck in like drive-throughs. There were people stuck everywhere because nobody can fucking drive in the state.
Yeah, it was wild.
It was fucking ridiculous. I don't
know why the power went out. We didn't have power for 3
days.
We
had no pressure. We had no power for 3 days.
And it was like 10 degrees outside.
We didn't go anywhere. Yeah, it was 10 degrees outside. We stayed here.
Well, we went to Target because you were like, after that whole like couldn't get home thing, you were like, we're gonna go to Target.
Yep.
And we're gonna get everything we need because it's gonna take us all fucking day, and then we're not gonna leave until it's better. We bought all those candles.
Candles.
So we could heat our house.
We bought candles we bought candles. We bought shit we didn't have to cook, like jerky and chips, and we sat in our freezing cold house with no power, no TV, no chargers, nothing for 3 days.
Yeah, it was very fun.
And you could see our breath, and that we didn't go anywhere. We just stayed in the house. We had nowhere to go.
It was wild.
That was fucking. So I'm gonna get past that. So anyway, got the first 1,200, 1,300 pound bench in history. I'm super happy about it. And then we went to the Arnold. The exact next weekend, went to the Arnold. That was pretty fucking cool. And that was fucking a blast. Got to meet a lot of people. It was the first Arnold that was normal again. Like, I don't even talk about that part, but it was normal Arnold.
Very fun.
Very fun. I love going to the Arnold, meeting people and working the booth.
And it was literally days after you just did the heaviest
it was
single lift in powerlifting history.
I competed.
That was a big fucking deal.
I competed on Sunday in York. We left York, drove straight to Ohio. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday we went there to help Kevin set up, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday at the Arnold. Fucking love the Arnold and love working for Anderson Powerlifting. Yeah. That was fun.
We looked at houses because we were going to move.
Looked at houses. We were going to move to Dayton, and Dayton is a bag of ass. And every house we looked at was in the hood, and there was bullets at holes, and people say
the bullets didn't bother me.
It sounds like a war zone, and
all the trash. Like
I have been to Detroit. Well, I've been to
this. We were on the cheap side of Dayton.
Yeah,
too. There was a nice side. We just can't afford it.
I've been to LA. I've been to Detroit. I've been all over Jersey. We've been to crappy parts in Texas. I thrive in the hood. Well, I don't. Fucking Amber, no way. Nope. That shit was whack. I don't react like visually to things.
Where we live now is not fancy. Jim tells everyone we live in the slums.
We do live in the slums.
We just had a double murder.
Yeah.
In our apartment complex.
On the apartment complex, a few houses over, 2 people were murdered last Thursday. So that's where we live.
And there's like always cops and stuff here. Anyway.
Any fucking way. Dayton
sucks.
That's
not the point of this.
Anyway, moving on.
But that's on my notes. So we have the Arnold, and then we looked at houses. We were going to move, changed our minds. Visited with family.
Yep.
Got back from there, and then you judged your very first meet ever.
RPS. I went to an RPS meet, became a judge, and it's me. I'm the trash. I'm sorry. No, you fucking no.
It's Amber.
And so anyway, that's Amber. And went to an RPS meet, officially judged, and gave back in that form and fashion. It was a long fucking day though. Holy shit. Drove up that morning and then left that night by myself. She stayed behind. That was a long day.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
On this list, it says, plus we ran a booth.
Okay, you didn't come to the second one where I was helping the guys.
So the first one.
Okay, you were at you were at that one.
And then there was one more thing in March.
Still sucked. What?
WPO Bench Bash.
Oh shit, yeah. I went to the WPO Bench Bash in Florida. What part of Florida was that? That was Boca Raton. Got to see the beach. I hated it.
I was surprised at all of the fucking kelp.
It's the ocean. It's
on TV and stuff, people are like, look at my nice beach. And this
Hollywood.
Beach was like, we're full of rocks and sea dirt.
Dead fish and sea kelp. And it was.
And the beautiful sunrise view was actually just full of cargo ships.
And I hated every second of it. There was sand and water and fuck that. So that was cool. But I won the WPO Bench Bash. That was pretty fun. Bench 1140. And a meet that was limited to 2-ply band shirts or any limit of poly shirts you wanted. That was pretty cool. Got to compete with Hoff and some Anderson guys. Rich Putnam was there and Duncan Hundley, and to name a few. And then the chicks were all there. Rayanne Miller. Who else? April Mathis.
Kelly
Duffy.
I think those were the only 3 that showed up.
Yeah. Yep.
Because Wayne was like, hey, do you want to jump in? And I was like, buddy, you don't want to see this. Absolutely. Do you want to see me take 4 and get stapled?
So, but thank you to Anderson Powerlifting. That was our first trip of the year. That was Paid for by Anderson Powerlifting, so thank you.
That's why we have judges.
That's why we have judges. You gotta lock it out. I'm not gonna explain that story.
Tell that story, but it's
if you know, you
that's
know.
One of my favorite memories from this year.
So Dave Hoff is just funny.
He's very funny. Anyway, so April
the month, not April Mathis. April the month.
Right.
Okay.
What do you think?
Hang on. Well, again, if you're hopping on, we're talking about the favorite moments of the year because this is our last benching and bullshitting of this year. April, hang on.
I have a cheat sheet because I've been writing down my favorite moments.
April, we went to a meet.
We sure did. I'll give you a hint.
The Pro-Am. We went to the Pro-Am. Mm-hmm.
And I wrote down Amber squatted 800 motherfucking pounds.
Got to watch Amber do her thing in the multiply world. Mm-hmm. Became the fourth woman to squat 8. Achieved the tied for third highest total ever. Mm-hmm. Yep. And that's pretty fucking dope.
It was also Taylor's first meet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So got to drive.
We had a booth. And that was very fun.
Drove 9.5 hours to Cincinnati. That was a trip.
Yeah.
And then Matt Brooks says, I think I heard on SNA podcast that she tore a pec at the bench bash in the band shirt. How does that happen?
Oh,
yeah, April Mathis. Yeah, she tore her pec. It could have just been she was benching very incorrectly in a shirt.
Yeah.
She herself says she can't bench in a shirt, whether it's poly or band shirt. She just does not do well. I think she was benching wrong and like chesting it up.
It could have been too big on her.
Yeah,
it could have been all
if it was too big of a band shirt, she was chesting it up.
It could have been the bench.
The bench was atrocious, so that was a whole nother topic. But yeah, Pro-Am was fucking dope. Got to see a lot of strong ass women doing their thing. It was fucking dope, including Amber Hansen.
Hell yeah.
And we're moving on to May, right?
There's nothing else in April? I don't have anything else. I'm sorry. I'm fucking with you.
Damn it.
Yeah, so May
was the baddest bencher too.
Yes, it
That was dope. I came there with a fucking purpose this year. The first year was just to prove a point because I was benching in poly. And I was also benching in single ply. Got third by 11 pounds. Pretty happy with that. This year I came and I fucking just kablaster fucked it, and I wanted to walk away with some money.
And you did.
Opened at 12:14. It was it was probably one of the fastest 1,000-pound benches I've ever done. 1,000+ pound benches I've ever done. Jumped to 12:73 and missed it on my second because I was dealing with a lot of oscillation with that crappy Texas bench bar. Came back.
That was the first time that you'd experienced the oscillation.
Yes, because 12:14 I didn't have it. 12:73 caused that bar to start rotating.
That was the first time in your lifting
ever
experience that you were like, the fuck was that?
Yep. So
and now happens a lot.
Yeah. But then I smoked 12:73 on my third. 2 for 3 lifts, got first place, came home with some cash. Pretty fucking happy with that. That was a paid for trip by Kevin Pittman with Anderson Powerlifting. So thank you very much, Kevin, for what you do to us and do for us. It's awesome. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
So we got to travel twice, and then actually 3 times this year, but we'll get there.
There's still one more trip we took in May.
No fucking way.
Yes. We went to North Carolina.
We did a seminar.
We took Stink Mop Jones.
We did a seminar. We took the dog. Did a seminar in North Carolina. Donnie Thompson showed up.
Donnie Thompson. Was that the first time you ever met Donnie?
Donnie Thompson. First time I met Donnie Thompson. Kenny Sellers and Levi the fireman were all there. Mm-hmm. Matt says real quick, what do you think is so bad about the Texas bench bar compared to the other bench bars? They whip.
For everyone not benching 12+, they're probably fine.
Yeah.
Like they're probably really, really good bars.
Like I didn't have any trouble at the first baddest bencher where I topped out at 1,080, but going 1,200+, 1273, very close to 1,300 pounds. They're just not good bars.
They are good bars, but they have a weight limit and you found it.
Okay. I think so there's that. I don't know what if it's the steel they use or the process that they make them with. I don't know.
Or they might have been like, hey, no one's going to need to bench more than 1,200 pounds.
Oh shit! Wonder at Mech says, so I wasted $500, $500+ on a Texas bench bar. Nice, haha. Good thing my weights are not heavy enough to make it whip. So I'll enjoy it until I can afford a Pharrell.
Yeah, it's still a good bar, and Jim still has found weight that will fucking whip on a Pharrell bar.
Yes.
So every bar has a limit Just depends on if that person's going to find it.
And Matt says, I know the Texas squat bar sucks. It whips with 600 to 700 pounds on the bar.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh, they're 55.
No,
their 55-pound squat bars are absolutely just trash.
At 600 or 700 pounds, that's bullshit.
No, it's true.
That's shitty as hell.
I will not.
If you're selling a squat bar, it better be stable at 1,200 pounds.
That's why they started coming out with the 65-pound Texas squat bar, which apparently is like golden.
Okay, good.
They hit the nail on the head with a 65-pound, but the 55-pound bar is literal trash.
Gotcha.
Okay, so May, we went to the Bass Bencher in Texas. That was in Houston. Then we went to the seminar, hosted my first seminar of the year in North Carolina. That was pretty fun. April, May, June. What the? We did for fuck's sake.
So in June, there's like two, I guess, two things that happened. So
right.
One, we hit 3,000 for the scholarship, so we were able to match what we did last year.
Okay.
And that just like catapulted us for this year.
Yeah, really.
So that was when we first hit. That was our first goal for this year, was just to match last year.
So
we did that in June.
Okay.
We started the podcast back up.
Okay.
And started posting regularly. So that was good.
Perfect.
And then we did your seminar in Massachusetts and went to Salem.
Yeah, we sure did.
You have to like that trip.
That's.
You have to change your mind. It was so fun.
Yeah, I know. It was.
You had fun.
I did.
Loved the monster music.
I did.
I'm sorry I made you walk for 9 hours straight.
9 hours
I'm sorry.
straight.
We won't do that next time.
I was smoked after 2. It's like, well, there's lots of places to sit down and rest. I said, Katie, I understand that, but here's the thing. Imagine me as a cell phone, okay? Imagine this cell phone has 5% battery, and you plug it in for 2 minutes, and then unplug it and go for another hour. What's going to happen to that phone? It's not going to be charged up. It's still near death. That's what happened to me.
I know.
For 9 hours.
I'm sorry, but I had the best day of my life.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just stating a fact. I was fucked. And then I had to do a seminar the next day.
I know.
Holy dog shit.
It's so good.
I was screwed.
And we saw cool shit anyway, but the whole point of that was that you also did your seminar.
And Matt Brooks said he was on the podcast with us. So I forget.
Yeah.
I was at the class. I learned a lot. Okay, cool.
Nice. And it was our 9-year wedding anniversary.
Yep.
I wrote that down.
Okay, so what else happened in June?
That was it. Salem trip seminar.
Fuck. Okay, what happened
in
July?
That same seminar. Well, we talked about it last week, but that was the Sam Squanch toilet. We don't have to.
We're not bringing up that story again. That's in the past. Okay.
It's in my past.
What in my past? What happened in July?
That's all I had. Oh, July. There's 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
4 things in July.
Christ Almighty! All right, what?
First thing.
Okay.
Rob's Erie meet.
Okay, we went to an Erie, Pennsylvania, and we went to a really cool convention center right on the fucking lake, out on a pier. Awesome venue. Rob hosted his Strength Spectacular 2022. Taylor went and competed. I went and competed. Fake Full Power. There you go. That's right.
Oh yeah, you did the bar.
I didn't have. I did a plate and a plate.
Oh, you did a plate.
I didn't have a choice.
It was a full power only.
I had to do full power to bench, so I went up there to bench.
I forgot about that.
I did another 1,200. I did 1,200 pounds flat on an opener, and then I had some.
Sorry.
What's the problem? What's going on back here?
You just had a giant eye booger. I'm so sorry. Keep going. I'm done. I'm over it.
Well, that's it. I benched 1,200 pounds again.
And Taylor
got a PR total. She did really fucking awesome. She's doing really good now, working with Amber. So thank you, Amber. She is blossoming with your programming. I really, really appreciate that. She's doing so fucking good. So what else happened in July?
Okay, so then July. You judged that other RPS meet. That's the one that I didn't go to.
Okay, I judged another RPS meet and handled 3 of my guys. So I judged the morning session. Then I handled 3 of my athletes in the afternoon session. That was an 18 fucking hour day.
Yeah, July was the month that we had something every single weekend.
And I drove to York in the morning, did the meet, and I drove back home that night. Yeah. That was a long
weekend. It was like Rob's meet, home, RPS meet, home, The next weekend, we had our Press Command 1 webinar with all of the male 1,000-pound benchers.
And it wasn't the porta potty story they're wondering at Max. It was the dog was
He had an eye booger.
Last week it was last week it was the porta potty story in Connecticut, but this was the dog. So
he made me puke. It's okay, buddy.
And then Matt says, I've never heard of too many meets to break up into morning and evening sessions. Yeah, RPS does that. It's fucking annoying.
We do not
I don't like that.
Just have a 2-day meet.
Have a 2-day meet or have one session, but it was a long fucking day. I was happy to do it. Very happy to do it and give back, be there to judge. I know Alexander Amon has it way fucking worse. Unbelievable, because he was judging the whole day. Again, I couldn't judge the afternoons because I had 3 athletes. I think 4. 1, 2, 3. 3. And he had to leave at 2 or 3 in the morning. I thought he said I have to leave at 3. I'm like, oh, probably in the afternoon. He's got to leave halfway through the meet. No. He did the whole meet. Had to leave at 3 in the morning to make it back to work by 10. So he had to drive straight from there, 7 hours home to make it to work by 10.
Yeah, that's wild.
Talk about fucking all in and giving back. And then I was like, that's insane. That is literally fucking insane. Mm-hmm. But gee, what else happened?
So then the next weekend, we house sat for that whole week leading up to the Press Command.
Uh-huh.
So we were like,
that was yeah. We
were just like away from home and stuff. So
that was rough. And 2 dogs to look after, and
3 because we had Walter with us.
Walter with us, but 2 dogs that weren't ours.
And just like being away from home.
It was rough.
Yeah. But we had our Press Command webinar with the 1,000-pound
1,000-pound press seminar. Yep. Had everybody, all the 1,000-pound benchers, 11 of us total. Mm-hmm. And then let's see. Matt says, I've seen somewhere they have 2 platforms going at the same time, but I'm not a fan at all of that because to me, it takes away from the lifter's spotlight. Yeah. I went to a USPA meet before I learned my lesson that had 10 platforms going. True story.
Was overwhelming.
10 platforms. What's up, Cody? 10 platforms going all at the same time. It was like 600 lifters. Mm-hmm. Fucking ridiculous. So I did. Anyway, moving on.
So Press Command July, and then American Pro 1.
Okay.
With Amber.
We went to watch Amber. I wouldn't have gone because it was a raw meet and whatever, but Amber was there. She came down from Ohio.
And it was cool.
We got to watch. It was fucking awesome. I had to leave within 10 minutes to go down to the Home Depot and buy a pack of earplugs for everybody because they had the music cranked up so loud. And the guy on the mic was louder. And I was just sitting there with my hands on my fucking. I was like, this is insane. So I left and got got earplugs for everybody, and all but one person at our table of 8 used them because it was that fucking loud. It was insanely fucking loud. I get being hype. I appreciate that. I think it was the most viewed live streamed event in powerlifting history. So like fucking awesome. But
American Pro.
Yeah.
It was very cool.
Christ, it was
venue
loud.
was really cool. We didn't watch the live stream obviously because we were there, but I heard the live stream was like super rad.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was loud as fuck.
But it was cool. Amber did really well. She placed well. She had a great time. Got some PRs. PR on the bench, which I got to hand off to her for that. Mm-hmm. And then Wonder at Max says on YouTube, yeah, lesson learned. Won't do USP gay meets anymore. They kind of suck. Well, they more than kind of suck. They just suck altogether. So that's
all right.
that.
So then that's July. So August.
God, man.
We had one trip. 1 event.
Okay.
And 2 cool things happened.
Fuck's sake. We're getting close to the end. What we got, though?
All right. So we had the Unleashed Classic.
Cool.
So we had our annual meet at our gym.
The 3rd annual. Yep.
Our scholarship hit its 1-year anniversary.
Okay.
Since we founded it.
Yep.
And then we went to Rob Farrell's for the first time.
Went to Rob's, lifted at his gym, and spent the night in his crazy fucking awesome house. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, that was a trip. We showed up.
That's where you did 1450.
Okay. First trip going to Rob's at 1450. All right. That was an excellent trip. I love going to Rob's.
Yeah. And then we came home and we watched Baddest Bencher on ESPN.
Oh, yeah.
The Ocho.
We made it to the Ocho on ESPN.
What were we in between? It was in between it's not called Redneck. Hold on. redneck belt sander races.
Belt sander racing and pickleball. Pickleball.
Wild.
We got to watch spike ball. Kind of cool. Kind of lame.
Oh, maybe it was spike ball.
No, it was spike ball first.
And then it was the redneck sander thing.
Then it was pickleball.
Oh.
Then it was us, and Sanders came after that.
Oh, Sanders was after.
We watched pickleball.
Also, I'm sorry. It's not called the redneck belt sander. It's
belt sander racing.
It was a bunch of rednecks.
It was.
With belt sanders.
Racing. Yes.
Racing them.
Remember the pickleball? It's like tennis, but with smaller rackets and the smaller
and it
court.
was the mom-daughter teams.
The mom-daughter teams.
Oh my God. The drama.
This 13-year-old girl, the way she would look at her mother when she would miss something.
And then the other team, when the girl would like miss, you could tell. I was like, she's gonna hit her kid when they get home.
No, that 13,
was so wild.
That 13-year-old beats her mother.
No, on the other team, you could tell that mom was like, I know you're in for it.
It was funnier to me that the 13-year-old was pissed off at the mom. I'm like, yeah, that 13-year-old beats her mom. We were so enthralled
watching that. That was more crazy. Fun than watching you on ESPN. But your interview was in there, which was really cool.
Matt says, I heard that the ESPN 8 thing that they put on was originated from the movie Dodgeball. Yeah, the Ocho. Yeah.
We thought it was fake.
I thought it was fake because of Dodgeball. When they said,
it's going to be on the Ocho, I was like, that's made up.
That was on Dodgeball. It's not real. No, it's real. Yeah. I was...
And we had to pay to watch it, so that was lame.
And then Mark says, I would much rather watch Jimmy bench than pickleball. Yeah, it was interesting. I was like, yeah.
The pickleball was boring. The drama that was clearly going on.
Well, that's why it was
between the teenage girls and their mothers.
That was wild. Holy shit. Anyway, what we got next?
Anyway, September.
Okay.
What did we do?
I don't know.
What's a highlight of this year? Like, what else is on your list? We're getting to the end of the months.
September. I don't remember. That's too far. I don't remember.
It was 2 months ago. 3 months ago.
September.
The last cool trip that we did.
Cool trip.
Well, we went to Elite FTS and the Swiss Festival, and all of our friends went to Ohio with us.
Oh, we did. I went to Elite FTS
with Amber.
Yeah.
We all all of our friends came up and stayed at your mom's, and we went to the Swiss Festival.
Yeah.
And Leah did the rock toss.
Yeah, rock toss.
Yeah, that was September.
Oh, okay. Shit.
That was a good memory.
No, it's fucking awesome. It was Elite FTS. Yeah.
Anyway,
awesome. October, okay.
Was the women's press command panel.
We had all of the top female bench pressers equipped.
Which was very cool.
Yeah, that was fucking rad. That one I had fun on that one. We'd raised some good money, got a good fundraiser there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right.
And then we went to Rob's again.
Rob's the second time. I've been to Rob's twice this year. That trip was also fucking fun.
Mm-hmm.
I got two questions here in a second, but we'll keep going. We're almost to the end of the year.
Okay, so then we did the RPS meet up with Tolati's.
Yes, went there.
With Death Wish.
Set up a table and judged again.
Mm-hmm. And then we turned around, came home, and the Unleashed Halloween party was the same night.
Yep, we stopped there.
We came back.
Did a couple of shots with Joe, which I never fucking do.
Played some cornhole.
Yep, and then
went home.
Went home and fucking passed out.
And then November was a big month. 2 giant things happened.
In what month?
November. Last month, James.
November.
2 big things.
I bombed out of a meet.
Well, okay, you write it like that. I wrote, first time attempting 1,400 pounds on the platform.
Okay.
It's a big deal.
I got 1,400 pounds on the platform. It's slowly becoming a reality.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
And we hit $10,000 for the scholarship.
Perfect. There we go.
So
yeah,
that was huge. Mm-hmm. And we are now sitting at $11,000.
We're gonna end the year with $11,000.
Unless we raise a bunch more money here in the next
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Guys you can make it happen. Make us hit 12, even it out.
Now then we're gonna get another $1,000.
And then December. What did we do in December, Jim?
Let me think here.
It just fucking happened.
Did we go somewhere? We went to Dallas.
Yep.
Went to Dallas again. Thank you, Anderson Powerlifting, for getting us down to Dallas to work with the new marketing team working with Anderson Powerlifting. Amber came down and met us there. We were in the hotel together. Fucking fun. Got to work with the marketing team, get some pictures.
Well, we weren't in the same room.
Don't
make it weird.
We're in the same hotel.
We were.
We did benching and bullshitting with Amber. In the hotel room.
I don't want them to be like, oh, they flew you guys down but made you share a room. No, we each had our own room.
We had our own room. And Kevin took us out to eat like 8 or 9 times. It was fucking insane. So that was fucking fun. The flight back sucked. I'm not going to get into that because it was that bad, but
everything else was cool. So that was our year.
Yeah. Highlights of the year.
Did I miss anything that you?
No, that's more than I would have said on here because I didn't remember any of that shit.
The biggest thing of the year was your 12 and 13.
Yes, that was
hands down.
Absolutely.
The second biggest thing I would say is winning Baddest Bencher because
the money
you got money.
Yeah.
And that
helped
us,
2021 for me was about breaking records. Single ply, breaking records, different weight classes. I was breaking records. This year, yes, I broke some records, but I was out to win contests.
Yeah.
I was out to win these money meets.
Every meet 3?
4.
What's the fourth one?
Well, I got $1,000 for breaking the all time and 12 and 13 in February. Then we won some money at Florida for the WPO Bench Bash. Then I won the Baddest Bencher and got a good check from that meet. Then I also got a small cash prize from Erie when I benched 1,200.
Oh.
So they've all been money.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yep.
That's why. Yeah, that's why, because you had to do full power. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got a lot of questions here.
All right. Well, that's our year. Ta-da.
Let's see. Wonder Max. Okay, on YouTube, real quick. Raw Strength Society says, "Hey Jimmy, awesome lift. When I watched the video, I noticed the board holder slightly moved the board. He did. So I was coming down to the board, and Paul started moving the board down away from me. I was like chasing the board. So if he hadn't if I always tell them, keep a slight cant in the board.
No, I told him to move it down.
I know, but I tell them like have a slight, like don't lay it flat, like give me a slight little edge
so you can see it,
just so I can see the board.
But at a point, you lose your fucking eyesight anyway.
I know, but
so I said lower it down to meet his stomach, so it's an actual one board.
So, but even such, if he hadn't have done that, I would have touched. But yes, he did. I'm glad you noticed that he did in fact move. It was on purpose. Noah Baker says, got a brand new single ply katana, tips on breaking it in. Yes. For the first 3 to 4 workouts, you need to take light weight. I'm talking like 50% of your max, maybe less, and just do little quarter reps, like sets of 10. We got to take those tight fucking new fibers and slowly start breaking them in to make it malleable. If you try to go heavy right away, go down to boards, you risk blowing it out. You have to break in single ply correctly. You can DM me on Instagram, Kolbstrong, if you want more information about it. I can give you more explanation. I want to catch up to all these questions, but you have to go very, very light for the first few workouts and really take your time breaking it in slowly. You got to go slow with this process. Let's see. Raw Strength says, my board holder moved the board on me once before and I kicked them out of the gym. Well, yeah, it was on purpose. It's not like a malicious thing. So let's see. Why is this? This is weird.
I mean, if it makes it harder and it makes you stronger in the end, they did you a favor.
Yeah. I don't know. I can show this fucking YouTube. Is it because there's a curse word in there? I don't give a fuck.
Oh, yeah. Probably.
Yeah, I don't give. I also feel at the bottom of my bench, my bicep feels like it's biting up, which makes my lift go to shit. I know my body needs to get worked on, deep tissue massage. Any idea what causes that? Just strain. I talked about this earlier in the video. I said that oftentimes the site of soreness is not the source. If your bicep is tight, it could be a forearm or a shoulder issue. Your shoulder is getting tight and pulling on the bicep, causing pain. So that's what I say. Now over here, oh boy, let's see. Matt says, I know you have those bench programs on your site for multiply and single ply for what you did, leading up to those world records. Yes. Any plans of making one for the band shirt record? Yes. I just have not gotten around to it. This year has been blindingly fucking busy with running the business and coaching and traveling and lifting and competing and podcasting and benching and bullshitting. Yeah. Oh boy, it's been busy. Let's see. Marky says, did you watch the WPO bench rep contest at the Olympia? I saw the highlights afterwards of the lifters.
Were we able to watch it? Like, was it streamed?
I couldn't find a live stream if it was. We've
seen various posts from people.
I just saw the posts after the fact. I think.
Was it AJ Roberts had like
AJ Roberts,
all of them in his stories? We watched his stories.
AJ Roberts put all the lifts on his stories, so I got to see it that way. And then Cody Plum, in February, I called you from a hospital shortly after breaking my arm while high on morphine and fentanyl.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you did. And
I did not write that down in our memory book. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's not cool. William Lee says I dropped weight on you. Well, you didn't drop weight on me. I caught a weight, which I was irritated because I caught my side, but the other side was like down to the face savers. I was like, what are y'all doing over there? Parlay It Up says, which strength coaches should I know about and study if the only people I know are Matt Wenning and Louis Simmons? Which strength coaches should I know about and study if the only people I know are Matt Wenning and Louis Simmons?
We don't really follow.
I don't know. I mean,
I guess a good source for that, for the diversity, would be to check out like the Elite FTS page.
Caught up now
because they are constantly posting, and like Dave interviews tons of different people.
So there you go, right there. Just Dave Tate. Just look at Dave Tate's page, Elite FTS. He's got
and then you can listen to like I'm sure John Hack probably mentioned who his coach is.
Yeah, I mean,
and stuff like that.
I don't know. I mean.
We don't.
I don't. I just pay it. I just kind of.
Do your own thing.
I just kind of do my own thing. I don't really seek. Here's the thing. I've had people help me. Obviously, this is not an individual thing that I'm doing. This is a team effort. I have a crew. I've got my support group. I've got my team. It's a joint thing. But I have never had a coach. Again, I've had people help me very, very closely, give me guidance. But I've never been programmed. I've never been coached. I've always done my own thing, like from day one. Now, back when I was a teenager, kind of young and dumb, I structured my training around people that I looked up to, i.e. Scott Mendelson, Ryan Kennelly especially. I had to realize, again, stupid teenager, like whatever. And I should have done this from the beginning. I should have just kept doing what I was doing that worked for me. We're all different. And I'm not Ryan Kennelly. I'm not Scott Mendelson. I am Jimmy Kolb. So what works for me might not work for anybody else on the planet. What works for Scott might only work for Scott. What works for Ryan might only work for Ryan. So I was doing things that were working for me when I was that age, but I thought, oh, well, this is wrong. This can't be right because nobody else is training like this. I can't do this. But in fact, that was the exact right thing to do. I just didn't know that, being that I was, a fucking teenager. And what do we got here? Any advice for a 57-year-old bencher? Same advice for anybody else. I'd say just train your triceps and upper back. Be in equipment often. Don't rely too heavily on raw. If you want to bench in equipment, raw bench is kind of worthless. That's my opinion. It might be controversial, but it is true. Just train your triceps and upper back like a bodybuilder. Go heavy. I'm not saying train like a bodybuilder all the time, but you need to train your upper back a lot heavily. Train your back more than your front, and be in your equipment as often as you can and get efficient with it and get proficient with it, right? Let's see. Yeah, someone said parlay it up. Look into Rick from Big Iron Gym. That's also a good source. And Barracuda Bart says, thanks for all the great information and inspiration this year. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you and your off-camera Kate. Thank you very much. I think we're going to go ahead. I think we've slowed down quite a bit. It's been over an hour. Thank you. You're welcome. I'm going to go ahead and end it really quick. Thank you to all my sponsors, of course. We got Anderson Powerlifting, who has flown us back and forth all over the country for the last 2 years. Your powerlifting superstore, anything you can think of for powerlifting: sleeves, wraps, suits, bench shirts, ammonia, chalk, straps, figure 8 straps now. They have it. They're fucking awesome. Every bit of it. Reach out to me on Instagram if you have questions about Anderson Powerlifting or anything powerlifting related. You can reach out to me on Kolbstrong on Instagram, of course. And let's see, F8 Customs, Rob Farrell. It's just an absolute gem. He's a fucking awesome guy. I love him to death. He's been really, really kind to me and Katie. Not just to me. I mean, to everybody. You know what I'm saying? He helps so many fucking people in the sport. He just gives and gives and gives and gives. It's just such a rare thing in today's society to have somebody that gives that much. It's really incredible. So him, his mother, Tiffany, Logan, those 4 kind of as a team are just fucking awesome people. So I can't thank them enough for this entire year. It's been awesome. So Anderson Powerlifting is also the sole distributor for F8 bench shirts. So make sure if you need bench shirts, F8 single ply, double ply, triple ply, you can go through Anderson Powerlifting. We also got Live by Design Chiropractic Care, Jericho. Thank you for keeping my body in peace, or intact rather, not in pieces. And then Unleashed Strength Gym, the best gym in fucking Virginia, the place where I've gotten all 11 or 12 of my competitive 1,000-pound bench presses have all been done while training at Unleashed Strength Gym with Joe and Margot and my entire crew, of course. You know, I can't thank those guys enough. I don't think I thank them enough. I don't think I do. And then lastly but not least, Tracy Weiler in Ohio with the Dairy Hut. He's the guy who helped sponsor me to get all my supplements. So thank you, Tracy, very much for what you do. I love you, buddy. I'm going to end it right here. Thank you all for hopping on this episode of Benching and Bullshitting, the last Benching and Bullshitting of the year. We will catch you all at the start of the new year, of course, back on here talking about bench. Got a meet coming up in February. Hope we get that elusive 1,400-pound bench press. So, all right, have a good rest of your evening, a good Christmas next week, and we will talk to everybody another time. All right, YouTube, we will see you guys later. Thanks for hopping on here, and thank you for the support. Hope you're enjoying the videos. Talk to you later.